Death don't have no mercy in this land. It'll come to your house, and it won't stay long. You look in the bed, and a loved one will be gone. Death don't have no mercy in this land. Death will go in any family in this land. It'll come to your house, and it won't stay long. You look in the bed, and one of your family be gone.
Hey everybody, it's me, Josh Hope Paranormal, and that song was performed by my good friend Paul Connell, who I saw performing that one day on his guitar, and I thought how fitting would that be to put that in one of my videos. So thank you, Paul, for allowing me to do so. And as you saw, that this is the best of my most recent private sessions that I've done for clients and patrons. In addition to helping spirit cross over when doing this work, I also get to help the living connect with their lost, deceased loved ones, and it's a blessing. And I don't promise the results in doing these private sessions, but as you can see, I've had some great success. Recently, I was doing a group session for my patrons, as I do once a month, trying to reach about 80 or 90 of their deceased loved ones, and I get about 30 or 40 responses back each time. I asked for the spirits to try and manifest themselves during the session, and as you can see here, you can see this apparition of a face just appear and then disappear. If you can't see it, raise the brightness in your screen, you'll see it. It just shows up, it's a side profile, and then it disappears. It's pretty amazing. In addition to the orbs that I catch throughout the session, slow moving flashing ones, also these rods of light, and some that spiral. I also did some water ITC, where you take water, you put it in a bowl, you put a light underneath it, you agitate the water, and you ask the spirit to show up while you take pictures. Had a lot of success in doing so. Here you can see that I captured what appears to be an alien. It's a perfect depiction of an alien. We've been talking a lot about it lately amongst me and my friends. There's been stuff in the news. So is it a coincidence? I don't know. But I also capture two different men and what appears to be a baby. And so there's some pretty awesome stuff going on there. I'm going to show you 5 different sections of private sessions that I've done for clients and patrons. They're all asking for a loved one, whether it be their dad, friend, or husband. And you can hear that they are there. Some have found the light, some have not. And it's pretty amazing. This first one is this woman, Stephanie. She's trying to reach her husband, Darren, who committed suicide. It's very powerful. Let's go right into it. Okay, we are recording. This is Stephanie. We are going to be trying to contact Darren, her husband. Darren, can you help better this connection? I should be able to connect with you like I did last time. It's important that you get a chance to speak, but I want you to be able to receive the help. I don't want to just have a conversation with you. I want to spend this time. If this is what is needed, I know that you felt a lot of pain and you felt like you had to do what you had to do. And no one judges you. I don't judge you. I sure as hell understand how difficult it can be. We're going to pray for you, and I'm going to focus on the light. I'm going to try to bring you just some light. And Darren, it's more important that you at least know that you're not me. It's the real thing. All right. I hear whistling. All right. I'm going to shut down the... That whistle will be yours? Go ahead.
Darren, is there anything you want to say to me?
Okay, thank you, Darren, or whoever said that for us. Hold on. All right, let me play that back. Immediately, I'm asking for Darren. I'm trying to connect with him. I did a reading for her where there was no boxes, just me intuitively reading, and I got him very clearly speaking. So that's why I reference I should be able to connect with you the way I did before. I hear Darren's inside. I start talking about his suicide and that he doesn't have to feel that guilt, that no one's judging him. And they say he's starting to grasp it. And one day, meaning he will. All of a sudden we hear some whistling through the box, and she says he used to whistle all the time. Immediately the spirit responds, then that whistle be yours. I think one of the most powerful responses through the DR60 as well comes through, and I don't think it's other spirits speaking, I think it's Darren. And he says, I need light. I'm ready to love Jesus. My heart is open. And that God gives us a guarantee. Don't miss it. How powerful that he understands that where he's at right now. And I don't think he's going to be stuck forever. In fact, later on in multiple sessions after that, without her involved, I heard the response, Darren has left. And I took that as that he found the light, or found the next level at least. This next session is a patron named Susan. She's looking for her friend named Bob. Susan, I'm going to have you ask directly for Bob, okay?
All right.
Go ahead when you're ready.
I'm trying to locate my dear friend, Bob. Bob, are you happy?
Bob's in light.
Yes, I think I heard that as well.
They said Bob something. So Bob, I assume that you don't need any kind of help. You're just...
And he would drop everything if you needed help.
Bob's foot or Bob's something?
No, I do know that Bob had injured his foot right before he passed away.
Oh, well, there you go.
Bob, is there anything you want myself or any of our mutual friends to know?
Just to know that you're still around, or still alive, of course, is a beautiful thing.
It would be great to know how many spirits are around me, like you and I. And I'm sure you, on the other side, are grateful as well that you can now communicate.
So this is pretty interesting. So immediately I'm asking for Bob, she's asking for him, and you hear Bob is in light. He's in light. And that she can always feel him if she wants to, which I think we can always feel any of our loved ones if we want to. Because I heard that he was in light, I assume that he didn't need any help, which is kind of stupid of me to assume that. I say, you don't need any help then, right? And someone says, yes, he does. Even if a spirit has crossed over to the next level, there's still other levels for him to get to. And I think that a spirit can maybe quickly move to another level, but then kind of stay stagnant for a while. So the work continues. They say Bob's foot. I didn't know that, but Bob's foot was hurt prior to dying, and Susan confirms that. I ask if there's any message to Bob's family and friends, and I've heard this before. He says, they gotta release me. Like holding on to him too tight can keep him like he's not able to move. I believe that's possible. You then hear someone say, can we hurry this up? And when did we start? So I don't know if that's one of the guides getting impatient. And then we hear the answer, love, which Susan said he was a very kind man and did a lot of good things. The next session that we look at is Leslie. Leslie is looking for her father named Herb. This is pretty cool.
I know it takes time to fire up. I just thought I heard your name. So I'm asking now for the light. And I feel like I see Herb. Did he wear glasses?
He did.
Okay. We're asking for Herb.
Are there any particular angels that are present or watching or guarding?
Your dad, I heard. Okay, go ahead.
I would like to ask if that was a visitation of support from Jesus Christ as it appeared to me.
All right, thank you. Hey, I gotta ask you a question. Just now when you asked that question and then before you muted your phone, was something playing in the background?
No.
There's no voices or no one around you?
No one's speaking.
There's no TV, there's no radio, there's nothing?
No, there's some water noise.
Okay.
There's not any
So I hope the camera picked it up because you asked that question and right before you hit mute, a man spoke through your phone.
Really?
Yeah.
No one's here. It's me and my dogs.
So that's very interesting. I'm going to have to review that. That sounded like someone spoke right through your phone right at the end, like as if they were in the background.
With me, yeah.
And it sounded like it answered your question. And it was weird. I don't know what the answer is, but it sounded like it had an answer to it. The recording I just did just now, it seemed like whoever was using it used it pretty effortless. I'm going to play the response now.
Okay.
So just mute your phone again.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. I would like to ask if that was a visitation of support from Jesus Christ as it appears to me.
I'm going to play that again because you can hear the man's voice in this recording.
That was a visitation of support from Jesus Christ as it appears to me.
So right away, I'm hearing the response, Leslie's here. I think they're confirming that she's there with me to communicate with her father. We then hear Paul gives light. Now, I've heard the name Paul before. I think he's got something to do with being a guide or helping with the light. I then hear Ananda was here. And if you haven't seen my recent video, please check it out. You will see that Yogananda, Paramhansa Yogananda, has shown up in my sessions. And not only in sessions where I've asked for him, but also where I haven't asked for him, he's popped up. So how cool is that? But we hear Herb has found the light. Her father has found the light. And when she asks, who are my guides or angels, someone says very clearly, her dad. Now this is pretty amazing. I'm asking her on the DR60 to ask a question, and she's asking the question. And right at the tail end, you hear a male's voice as if he was right there standing next to her through the phone say, let me do this one. I believe that was her father, Herb. Now the response on the DR60 is even more powerful because it confirms what was just said through her phone. Leslie, it's coming from his mouth. He'll know what to do. Listen to me. Your dad trusts you. Give him light, courage. That is so cool. Leslie's dad, Herb, is there with her. You hear it, and you hear other spirits talking about it. This next session is Trina. She's looking for her father, James, who died in a way that was kind of controversial. There were some questions surrounding his death.
So this is Josh. I'm here with Trina. We thank our guides and angels for being present, whoever wishes to be present. And we are looking to connect with Robert.
Dad, if you're here, can you come through and have a voice for me, Dad?
All right. Bob, I'm going to have you sit in the seat that is near the box in this room. I feel like you're able to use this. I mean, there's a lot of talking going on. So, Bob, you know, it's the warm-up? Okay, or I don't know. I'm hearing things. What is it you want to tell your daughter? Leave it alone. I hear a lot of responses. I hope all of it's getting picked up the way that it should be. There shouldn't be any other reason why it wouldn't. Josh, don't worry. Okay, good. I'm going to try and focus on the light right now to bring down so that I want to have time to use the DR60 if it's possible, and I only wish for those responses to pertain to Bob and Trina if that's okay. I'm asking that the guides and the angels allow that to be the case. I have other messages coming through that don't pertain to her and him. Go ahead.
Dad, did you throw the clock at Jimmy?
Okay.
So let's look at these responses. There's room in here. I always create a room in my head, in my astral plane, for them to come into. So there's room in here. I believe it's recognizing that room. I'm talking about whether there's responses coming through. I hear responses coming through, and they say, one of the guides, let's let it warm up. Here we hear the guide saying he's had anger, Josh, and I believe that's surrounding his death, about how it happened. Again, I express some kind of concern about capturing these responses clearly, and someone says, Josh, don't worry. So kind of giving me some kind of reassurance that we are capturing these responses okay. As I'm saying I'm going to bring down light, you hear someone say, bring down light. So again, it doesn't get any better than that. Here on the DR60, again, another amazing response that's not from the guides. I believe it's from the loved one himself. She asks a specific question about whether or not her dad, James, threw the clock at her brother Jimmy. On the response, he confirms it. What I hear is, yes, I broke the clock later and you didn't have to stop me. So maybe they stopped him or stopped the clock from being broken. Pretty awesome. Our last session is going to be Celeste looking for her father, Roger.
So we are recording. We have Celeste on. We're doing a private session trying to reach Roger, her father. Okay, hold on. This is picking up a little feedback from the phone.
I'm asking for Roger.
able to use this. I asked the guides to help you. And you seemed like a really amazing guy, a really cool energy. Roger, what is it that you would like to say to Celeste? Now's the opportunity, now's the time. I know we just can get a few responses here. I take it you're not in any pain anymore. Do you stay at...
Oh my goodness.
That sounded like...
That was my mom's voice, and I have goosebumps. Wow.
I'm very grateful that I got to see that video and experience more of who you are, Roger. I feel more connected to Celeste and her family because of it. It's a beautiful thing. And that sounded like Mom maybe again. I don't know. I hear Mom, I hear Dad.
That is so good.
These are some good responses, I feel like. All right. We're good.
So this was beautiful in a lot of different ways. Right in the beginning, as I'm firing it up, you hear them say 1 minute. You hear them recognize me, hey Josh. You then hear Roger's at peace, and Roger's so grateful for what she's done, for the work that I'm doing, trying to get a hold of him. So I think that's a really awesome validation. His name is brought up twice right there. When I mention that I believe that he's not in any pain anymore, a woman says, Josh, that's it. And then Celeste kind of freaks out because she hears that that sounds like her mom's voice. Now, I don't know because those voices sound a little different coming through the box, but she recognized it and got goosebumps. I bring up the video that Celeste made for her dad, and the mom, or in the same voice, it sounds like, says that he approves of it. And probably one of the greatest responses there is that we are next to her. Because she heard her mom and the mom spoke in addition to the father, it's almost like the response that is confirming that both of them are there next to her. You know, I say it all the time on my videos, and I think you guys probably think it's become just second nature to say some of these things, but I really am grateful to be able to show you this work. So many messages I receive all the time from people that this work touches. These videos really reach people, and that means the world to me. It helps me understand more, and as I gain these pieces of knowledge, these experiences, and these responses, it is my responsibility to share it with you. That's how God works through me, and He works through all of us if we want Him to. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, check me out on my YouTube membership and on my Patreon memberships if you want to do group sessions, or if you want to get a private session done, you can always do that through my website. The links are there listed all over underneath in the description. I love you guys. Until next time, thank you so much.